All right, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to all the Akim out here that's doing and pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. Okay? I'm going this lesson on what does go ye therefore and teach all nations mean. Okay, which a lot of people, they get caught up in this term nation. Okay, which it says a multitude, whether of men or of beasts, associated or living together. Okay, and you have different meanings, other meanings toward what the word nation mean. Okay, but one of the main things that you have to realize is that it's really a multitude of people that are associated or that are living together. Okay, so it says a multitude of individuals of the same nature or genus. Okay, the human family, a tribe, a nation, people, group. Okay, it says in the Old Testament, foreign nations not worshiping the true God, pagans, Gentiles. Then it says Paul uses the term for Gentile Christians. Okay, so what people don't realize, okay, is that this the word, okay, as you go into it, we're only supposed to go speak to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So Matthew 10:5 says, these 12, Yahweh Shah, the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Okay, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and as you go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay, so when you go into the scriptures, okay, our people, the Israelites, okay, we were cursed. Okay, we were cursed to be sent to the four corners of the world. Okay, as Deuteronomy 28:64 says, and the Lord shall scatter you among all people. Okay, when you go into the scriptures, okay, our people were scattered throughout all of the nations that are on this planet. Okay, so Genesis 10:5 says, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families and their nations. Okay, so us as Israelites, okay, starting with the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, okay, into many different nations. Okay, the word nation, okay, or the term nation, okay, there are how many nations in the world? Let me see. Let's see, 195 countries. How many countries are there in the world? Okay, 200 states with at least partial recognition, acknowledged by at least one UN member, which UN is United Nations. Okay, 204 to 207. Okay, de facto sovereign states, self-declared countries. Okay, 249 country codes in the ISO standard list. Okay, says 195 sovereign states according to the United Nations. Okay, 206 Olympic nations, 211 FIFA countries eligible for the World Cup. Okay, So the one thing says there's 267 right here. Another one says 196. Okay, but it says the United Nations recognizes 195 sovereign countries. Okay, we get the word sovereign. Okay, because a lot of people don't understand this. Okay, sovereign means a supreme ruler, especially a monarch. Okay, a monarch is a sovereign head of state, especially a king, queen, or emperor. Okay, a people, okay, someone who stands for this people. Okay, they have a supreme ruler. Okay, and that's what the UN recognizes. Okay, if you want to call yourself a nation, okay, who speaks for this nation? You have to have a setup. Okay, you have to have a ruler. Okay, like in America, you have someone who is called the president. Okay, which when you go into it, when you get the word president, and that's just a title. Okay, because there are many other countries that have different titles. Okay, as you seen Tsar and Prince. Okay, so it says chief of state. The titular head of a nation is distinct from the head of the government. Okay, so the head, okay, of this people, okay, in many different countries, okay, like Brazil, for example. Brazil has a leader, the leader of Brazil. Okay, and inside of Brazil, you have many different languages. Okay, but these people are uh they are united, and they call themselves Brazilians, okay, because they're under a common influence, okay, for lack of a better term, okay. Then you go to Russia, for example. Russia has Vladimir Putin, okay, and the Russians have common influence. They speak Russian, okay. They have different things that they like to do, out there in Russia, okay. Now, the thing is, when the Lord says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations," okay, is that among all of these nations that you see on this map, there are Israelites that are living there, okay? So, if we went to China, okay, you have people that are Israelites that are living in China, okay, who lineage goes back onto the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay. Then you have people who are in China whose lineage goes back onto Moab. Okay. And so on and so forth. Okay. But some Israelites are going to look like some Chinese people. And some people can't get that. So that's one of the reasons why we were told to go onto the other nations. Okay. That's a part of the curse. It says, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there shalt you serve other gods your fathers which neither you nor your fathers have known, even wood and stone. Okay? So our people are following other gods. Okay? And all of these nations that our people are in. Okay, it says, and among these nations, right, shalt thou find no ease. So that's already, because you see the word nation, okay? It says nation, people, usually of a non Hebrew people, of descendants of Abraham, okay, of Israel, of swarm of locusts, other animals. Then it says Goyim, okay, nations, okay? Among these people, okay, it says that you're not going to have any ease, neither shall the sole of your foot have rest, but the Lord shall give you there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and a sorrow of mind. And your life shall hang in doubt before you. Thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of your life. So that's one of the reasons why the Lord said, when we go into the don't go into the way of the Gentiles or into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? And that's why you see the book of James 1 and 1, and it says, James, a servant of God and of the Lord Yahweh Shah, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. So James only was sent to the 12 tribes that was scattered abroad. And inside of the ones that were scattered abroad, you will have many different people who speak different languages that look like other nations. Okay? Acts 2 and 5. It says, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. Okay? And that was during that time because guess what? America wasn't considered a nation. Okay? Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded because that every man heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? Okay. A native of Galilee. Okay. Let me see. And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born. Okay. And that it says Parthians and Medes and Elamites and dwellers of Mesopotamia and Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus and Asia, was that Phrygia and Pamphylia and Egypt and in parts of Libya about Cyrene and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes. Okay? It says Cretes and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of God. So, let me see. Parthians, okay? An inhabitant of Parthia, a distinct of Asia, bounded on the north by Hyrcania, on the east of Ariana, on the south of Carmania, Deserta, on the west by Media. Okay, so a Parthian, okay, someone from the nation of Parthian, okay, this man was an Israelite from Parthia. Okay, this was a nation. Okay, it says an inhabitant. Okay, then it says Mede, which a lot of these people don't know. It says middle land, a native of or inhabitant of Media, a well-known region of Asia, whose chief city was Ecbatana. Okay, the chief city of Media was Ecbatana. Say Iran. It was in Iran, right? It says under the Achaemenid Persian kings Batana, situated at the foot of Mount Alvand, became a summer residence, Later, it became the capital of the Parthian kings, at which time it became their main mint, producing drachm, tetradrachm, and assorted bronze denominations. The wealth and importance of the city in the Persian Empire is attributed to its location on crucial crossroads that made it a staging post on a main east-west highway. Okay, it says in 330 BC, Ecbatana was the site of the assassination of the Macedonian general Parmenion, okay, by order of Alexander the Great. Okay, so this place, okay, Ecbatana, okay, which was a ancient city, okay, was famous, during the time of the Medo Persians, okay, and then the Medo Persians were overtaken by the Greeks. Okay, so continuing on. So it's just when the Lord said go to teach all nations, okay, it meant the Israelites that was inhabiting those nations. Okay, it says Elamites. Okay, now Elam, when you go into it, because this can get tricky, man. Okay, Elam was a child of Shem, okay, which we say that the Elamites are the East Indians, okay, the Hindu Indians, okay. So Elam, it says of the Elamites, somebody could get tricky. It says an Elamite, i.e., or example, an inhabitant of the province of Elamias, a region stretching southwards to the Persian Gulf, but boundaries of which are variously given. So there's the people who were of Elamites, okay? They were just people that was living in the land of Elam. Okay, that don't mean that was a Elamite. Okay, that was just a man that was living under the nation where the Elamites were living. Okay, that this was an Israelite, and he could have looked like an Israelite, and he could have looked like a Elamite. Okay, but our people were living in all of these different nations. Okay, these different locations. Okay, in the world. Okay, Mesopotamia means between two rivers, the entire country between the two rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. Okay, and it says in Judea, okay, Cappadocia, and Pontus and Asia. Okay, so when the Lord said, "Go ye and teach all nations," it just meant the Israelites that was living in these nations. Okay, that different tribes. Okay, I'm not talking about whether it was Israelite tribes or not. Okay, that different tribes. Okay, set up a ruler, set up a society for people to follow. Okay, so let me get the word nation. Okay, it says a large body of people united by common descent. Okay, history, culture, or language. Okay, and if you want to say history, okay, where I'm considered American, right? And in America, the common history that I have with the so-called white race, okay, Edomites, is that they were the slave owners, and my people was the slaves. Okay, you have the American culture. Okay, the language, which English. A lot of people like to think that English is the main language here in America, and it's not. Okay, it says or inhabiting a particular country or territory. It says country, synonyms: state, a land. Okay, nation, state, a sovereign state whose citizens and subjects are relatively homogeneous in factors such as language or common descent. Okay, so you have in that example the Jews that were speaking, and they're or they all was speaking in the same language. Okay, they all had different languages before that that time, and then they came together and they were speaking the same language from different languages. You got to know that all these people from these different lands, they all had different languages. Okay, continuing on, it says kingdom, empire, republic, confederation, federation, commonwealth, an independent country or community, especially a democratic republic. Okay, now you go into the word commonwealth. That's in the scriptures. It's in Galatians, and this is what Paul said. Ephesians 2 and 11. Wherefore remember that you being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time you were without Yahweh, being aliens or foreigners from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world. Okay? So the ones who were strangers to this promise, to this covenant, to this contract, are Israelites who don't know that they was Israelites and they was living into these other countries. Like for example, before I came into the truth, okay, I just thought I was a regular old American. Didn't know anything about what the scripture says as far as the promises about, our people are gonna get this earth. We're gonna, live and enjoy life how it's supposed to be. I didn't know any of that stuff. Now that I woke up to the fact that I'm an Israelite and I know the promises that the Lord said is going to happen onto his people, now I understand. Now I have hope. Now I have the Lord on my side because I know that I'm an Israelite and that I don't have a nation right now. Okay? Yahweh Shah is our leader. Okay? Yahweh Shai is our leader, okay, but we don't have our own rules and laws and regulations that we have or had back then, okay? We still follow them because those laws are still spiritual. Those laws, we're still a people, okay? Even though we're not living in our nation, we don't, our homeland is being overtaken by people saying that they are our people or saying they are us. Okay. But now that I know that I'm an Israelite, I know that everything that is out of order is going to be placed back in order. Okay. That's why America is called Babylon. Okay. Because Babylon means confusion. It's a lot of confusion out here. Okay. And the scripture says that the Lord is not the author of confusion. Okay. So with that, man, Lord willing, this was edifying. Want to say shalom till next time.